Australia.
University is a lot different from school. Do you know about that? It's a little bit just the holidays, because university now have holidays in semesters, whereas the schools still have them in terms. And the schools are really trying to get their holidays in semesters because that's what you work in, and it seems strange having term holidays when you're working in semesters. But at university we have, well, it all depends on when your exam's finished. You have 2 weeks of holidays, but you have 3 weeks of exams and then say 2 weeks of holidays. But not many people have exams towards the end of those 3 weeks. Most people will be finished their exams within the first, at least 2 weeks. So you'll have probably at least 3 weeks holiday, and you can go home as soon as you finished your exams. And so, well, I had 3.5 weeks holiday this year. That was in the middle, and you really need the break. And we also have mid-semester holidays, which this year, in the semester that I had, the first semester before I came over here, it wasn't in the middle of the semester. It was, I suppose I shouldn't be really called mid-semester because it was just a week off. And the week was 2 weeks before we started SWATVAC.
New Zealand.
Thursday night we decided to go down to the pub, and that made me feel quite good because I really wanted to have a beer. And so we went down there and we had a beer, and then on the way home we were there for a couple of hours. We got back to the flat and we saw that the back door was open, and some people thought that maybe there was the other flatmate who got home and forgotten to close it, but I had this sinking feeling in my stomach that maybe something dodgy was going on because the lights were on and the door was open, and I had this bit of a sick feeling in my stomach. And so as we walked in the door, we saw that all the cupboards, the food cupboards, were all open, and that's when we knew that something wasn't right. And I thought to myself, oh no, this is very bad. And so we walked through the house. We came down to, Rachel and I came down to her room, and everything had been turned out onto her bed. The desk was trashed. Some money was stolen, things were all rifled through, and it was a very, very bad scene. It makes you feel really bad when you see that your stuff's been gone through. And it turns out that one of the flatmates' cars had been stolen as well to carry all the stuff, and one of the other flatmates, all his guitars and heaps of thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff was stolen. Everybody felt really unhappy about the whole situation, I have to say. And the police came around and we told them what had happened, but nobody was insured, and so everybody felt a bit sick, and I felt really sorry for everybody, even though I didn't have that much stuff here. And the next day the crime scene investigator guy came, but they're not very confident of catching anyone, so I feel a bit let down by society in this respect, that we don't live in a safe place, and my faith in humanity has been severely knocked.
South Africa.
It depends. English schools in South Africa are far more formal, especially the school I went to, which is the Pretoria High School for girls, an only girls' school, an Anglican school at that. So it was quite formal, and I didn't really enjoy my time there. The Afrikaans school was much more fun, not as posh and la-di-da as the English school, but the people were much warmer. They loved the idea of having an English person wanting to learn their language. That was a whole new idea to them, since they were usually the ones having to adapt. And there was lots of fun. Bobotie is very, okay, it's actually a mince dish with raisins and cloves in it, and some special kinds of leaves. What are they called again? I can't remember what the leaves are called. Funny name, a bit of an exotic name. And it's eaten with rice, which you that yellow kind of rice, also with raisins, and you basically bake it in the oven. So it's a very spicy meat dish. South Africans eat a lot of meat, by the way. A lot of meat. Real carnivores. And they also like eating potatoes and rice together. So a typical South African dinner would be meat, potatoes, rice, and a vegetable. Something else that is eaten in South Africa very often, especially among the black people, is what they call putupap or millipap. It's basically crushed corn, and that is really ground into a sort of a powder and then cooked up, and then you get this type of white porridgey substance, and that's very filling, although not very nutritious. So many poorer black people eat that very often, but are malnourished because of it. So those things are eaten quite often. And what the black people also love eating is, the intestines and brains and eyes and those things. Those really are delicacies amongst the black people. So.
But you don't eat them?
No, I couldn't really.
Indian English.
And of course the politics, they keep on going on with all stupid things, I think. I don't know why, but that is the reason, I think, because the rest I don't understand, because India and Pakistan used to, they were in the beginning, like let's say before the partition, were in it was a big country, and half of them were in India and the other half was in Pakistan. I don't know how come the friction came, but why we have this friction, I think maybe both countries want to prove that I am better than another. That is the reason, I think. But the rest, if you talk to the Pakistani, like the Wasim, the other guy, if you talk sometime about the politics, that why we have problem, then I say because of the politics. The politician, they look for their own interest, and he say absolutely the same thing. The politics, the politician, they look for their own interest. That just this way they keep their seats. If you ask the people, maybe people they don't want any this kind of a nonsense, because life itself is pretty hard.
Singapore.
Everybody has to go through national service in Singapore. I mean, not everybody. Every male citizen have to go through national service in Singapore. From I think after 16 you can enlist, but you have to do it from within 2 to 2 and you have to do it. You have to serve in the. I mean, you have to join the national service for 2 to 2.5 years. So you have some. You're just trained as a soldier, and I think basic training, they have lots of accidents and dangerous stuff like live firing, live explosives, and lots of military training. So I think the rate of I've heard stories that people get killed and everything. I'm not really sure if it's real, but. Maybe it's a story to scare all of us, but I've seen people. I think I've seen one person commit suicide before, because it's quite pressurizing in the army. Because I mean your I think most people can take it, but some people are not suited to do military service, but they're still forced to because it's by law that you have to do it. So they probably can't take the pressure and kill themselves. So yeah, I've seen once someone just jumped down the building, and there was a huge commotion. Everyone surrounding him, and they had to get a helicopter from somewhere and carried him off the stretcher. I don't know if he's still alive, but I mean he jumped from the 5th floor, I think. So yeah.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, and yeah, we do grenade throwing, live firing, everything, and we do obstacle courses where they actually fire live rounds 2 meters from the ground level. But I mean, unless you jump up, you get hit. So for that obstacle course, we all just on our hands, and I mean we were crawling on the ground through barbed wire and everything, and yeah.
Connected speech. Linking. Father is.
র এর অধ্যায়ে আমরা শিখেছি কোনো শব্দের শেষে র এর উচ্চারণ হয় না যদি না পরবর্তী শব্দের প্রথমে একটি ভাওয়াল সাউন্ড থাকে। এই অধ্যায়ে আমরা শিখব র লিঙ্কিং, দ্যাট ইজ ওয়্যার র ইজ লিঙ্কড অ্যান্ড প্রনাউন্সড। 1. র ইজ নট প্রনাউন্সড, র ইজ নট প্রনাউন্সড, র ইজ নট প্রনাউন্সড, র ইজ প্রনাউন্সড। care,
Cares.
cared,
Caring.
share,
Shares.
shared,
Sharing.
hire,
Hires.
hired,
Hiring.
fire,
Fires.
fired,
Firing.
dare,
Dares.
dared,
Daring.
tear,
Tears.
torn,
Tearing.
hear,
Hears.
heard.
Hearing.
2. Ra is not pronounced, ra is pronounced. Care,
Care about.
share,
Share among.
fire,
Fire out.
tear,
Tear out.
cheer,
Cheer out.
bear.
Bear out.
3. কোনো শব্দ যদি শোয়া আর ও সাউন্ড দিয়ে শেষ হয় এবং পরবর্তী শব্দ যদি যে কোনো ভাওয়াল সাউন্ড দিয়ে শুরু হয় তাহলে শোয়া এবং ও এবং পরবর্তী ভাওয়াল সাউন্ডের মধ্যে একটি বাড়তি র সাউন্ড এর উচ্চারণ শোনা যায়। এটিকেই লিঙ্কিং র অর ইন্ট্রুডিং র বলা হয়। চলুন নিচের উদাহরণগুলো খেয়াল করা যাক। ইংলিশ সেন্টেন্সেস লিঙ্কিং অর ইন্ট্রুডিং র। Draw all the flowers. There is a comma after that. Australia or New Zealand is nearer enough. It's quite far away. The doctor agrees. There are 3 places. There is a tour along the river. It's made of fur and leather. Law and order situation of our country is not in good shape. The actor and playwright. I can't hear anything. Yes, India and Pakistan. Intruding what year? Go away. নিচের উদাহরণগুলো লক্ষ্য করুন। নিচের দুটি শব্দের মাঝখানে ওয়া আর ইয়া সাউন্ড বাড়তি শোনা যাচ্ছে। শুনতে পাচ্ছেন কি? Go away from here. Do up now. Play up. Go out. Can you see it? Pay him now. How can you say it? To know us. Can you buy it? So what? I don't care. Page 408. Voiced hesitation in spoken English and movie dialogues. আমরা সবাই স্বতঃস্ফূর্তভাবে কথা বলতে চাই, হোক সেটি বাংলা ভাষা অথবা ইংরেজি ভাষা। ইংরেজি আমাদের মাতৃভাষা না হওয়ার কারণে কথা বলার সময় আমরা সাউন্ড করে থাকি, অথবা ইংরেজি বলতে বলতে হঠাৎ থেমে যাই। কেন এমনটি হয়? বিশেষত নিচের কারণসমূহের জন্য। 1. ইংরেজির উপর দখল কম। 2. বলার অভ্যাস নেই। 3. গ্রামারের ভুল হওয়ার ভয়। 4. সঠিক শব্দ সঠিক সময় খুঁজে না পাওয়া। 5. হেসিটেশনে ভোগা। 6. অন্য মানুষের সাথে ইংরেজি বলার সাহস কম। 7. আপনার ইংরেজি শুনে কে কি মনে করবে ইত্যাদি। এই সমস্যাগুলো সবারই আছে, এমনকি নেটিভ স্পিকারদেরও। বাংলায়ও আপনার ভালো দখল না থাকলে, বলার অভ্যাস না থাকলে বাংলা বলার সময়ও আপনি হেসিটেশনে ভোগেন। কথা বলার সময় এই যে ইতস্তত করা, একেই বলা হয় ভয়েসড হেসিটেশন। ফ্লুয়েন্সি নষ্ট হবার জন্য উপরের কারণগুলোই যথেষ্ট। কিন্তু বুদ্ধি থাকলে উপরের বাজে গুণগুলোকে আপনি ভালো গুণে পরিণত করতে পারেন। স্লোলি ইংলিশ বললেও আপনাকে ফ্লুয়েন্ট মনে হবে। মনে রাখতে হবে, আগে বলার সময় যেখানে সাউন্ড করতেন, সেখানে প্রয়োজন মতো নিচের সাউন্ডগুলো ব্যবহার করবেন। নন লেক্সিক্যাল কনভারসেশনাল সাউন্ডস ইন ইংলিশ।
1. A written representation of the sounds that people sometimes make when they are thinking what to say next. For example, it's not too far, it's about 5 miles from here.
2. Aha. A written representation of the sound that people sometimes make in order to give certainty to, agree with, or show understanding of something that has just been said. Did you hear what I said?
Uh-huh.
You know that strange guy we saw yesterday?
Uh-huh.
I'll be back a little late because I'm going to via town.
Uh-huh. 3. Uh-oh. A written representation of the sound that people make when they discover that they have made a mistake or done something wrong. For example, uh-oh, I think I just locked my keys in the car.
A written representation of the sound that people sometimes make to give a negative answer. You didn't have time to go to the store?
No chance. 5. Sometimes you say when you pause while talking or when you are uncertain. Which one do you like best?
I'm not sure.
He's also doing it for our benefit.
I'm not still convinced. 6. A written representation of a sound that people make when they are pausing or deciding what to say next. What do you think of this jacket?
I don't know if I like the color.
So what did you talk about?
I don't remember. I suppose work mainly. 7. Jaw. A type of hesitation while speaking. For example, you know, Joe, I like it.
8. Anyway, sir, someone is waiting for you.
Anyway, let him come here.
9. Basically, sir, how can I improve my pronunciation?
Thank you very much for your question. Basically, it depends on practice. You have to listen a lot.
10. I mean, we will teach you phonetics.
Phonetics. I mean correct pronunciation.
Yes, that's right. 11. I think. I'd like to go tonight.
I think it would be better if you go tomorrow.
12. I guess. What time is it?
I guess it's 10:30. Let me check, please.
13. Let me see. What is her number?
Let me see. I have it here somewhere.
14. Okay. Sir, I finished my homework.
Okay, I'll check it.
Sir, it's wrong. He has given you a false information.
Okay, now I've understood.
15. So, sir, everything is okay.
So, we should start now.
16. Well, now I'd like to request our honourable member to deliver his important speech.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm sorry for my ignorance. Actually, I'm not a good speaker, but I'll try my best to say something. TV News Script 1. Headlines. The caretaker government is determined to hold election as early as possible, says Chief Advisor Dr. Fakhruddin Ahmed. 4 die at Rajshahi Medical College Hospital without treatment. Awami League President Sheikh Hasina said the nation is now in a suffocating situation. Prime Minister Tony Blair makes farewell visit to White House. And Bangladesh-India first test from today. Assalamu alaikum. This is Cyprus Television News. I'm Yasir Hamed with you. Those were the headlines. Let's move on to the details and other national and international news stories. Chief Advisor to the caretaker government, Dr. Fakhruddin Ahmed, yesterday said the caretaker government is determined to hold election as early as possible and to reform the electoral process. The chief advisor made the remarks when South Korean ambassador Park Sung-bam paid a courtesy visit at his office. 4 patients died with the treatment at Rajshahi Medical College Hospital yesterday as intern doctors refused to attend the patients after they clashed with attendants of patients and beat one severely over accusations of neglect. Awami League President and former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the nation is now in a suffocating situation as people do not have the right to express their opinion and political activities are banned. Politics is now banned. People are deprived of their political right to express their opinion, Awami League chief said on the occasion of 26th anniversary of her homecoming. British Prime Minister Tony Blair is making the final White House visit of his tenure to make the friendship with President Bush that may believe tarnish the legacy of the once popular British leader. Now sports. All-rounder Saqib Al Hassan is all set to make his Test debut when Bangladesh resumed the 5-day campaign after a 13-month-long break as they take on India in the first of the 2-match series at the Chittagong Divisional Stadium today. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us, and we invite you to watch our next English bulletin. Until then, Allah Hafiz.
Audio 129. Spoken English. Polite expressions.
In order to be polite, when you are speaking English, you need to use these phrases correctly. Excuse me. You say excuse me when you want to go past somebody. You also say excuse me to somebody you do not know when you want to attract their attention.
Excuse me, could you tell me the way to the station? Excuse me, is anyone sitting here?
Sorry. You say sorry when you need to apologize for something small.
Sorry, I'm late.
I beg your pardon is a formal expression.
I beg your pardon. I must have picked up the wrong bag by mistake.
Sorry or I'm sorry is used frequently in British English.
I'm sorry, but do you think you could move your car?
In American English, pardon me and excuse me are used for apologies.
Excuse me, I didn't see you there.
In British English, you say pardon or sorry, and in American English, pardon me or excuse me when you did not hear or understand what somebody said and want them to repeat it.
Pardon? Could you say that again?
It is not polite to say what if you have not heard or understood something. I'm afraid. You use the phrase I'm afraid when you want to apologize because you have to tell somebody something that they may not like.
I'm afraid there's been an accident. Nina's not here at the moment. I'm afraid Can I take a message? Do you have any decaffeinated coffee?
I'm afraid not.
Has the last buzz gone?
I'm afraid so. I wonder if you use expressions which show hesitancy when you are asking somebody to do something or asking for a favor.
Could you just help me move this box, please? I wonder if I could have a copy of that letter. Would you mind if I left for a few minutes early today? Do you think I could borrow your car this evening?
Please. You say please when you ask for something. In British English, it introduces or ends a request, but in American English, it always ends a request.
Please, could I have the menu? Could I have the menu, please?
You also use please when you ask somebody to do something.
Could you post this letter for me, please? Please, could you post this letter for me?
Thank you. When somebody gives you something, or when you buy something or receive something, information, you are expected to say thank you or thanks. Some people may be offended if you say nothing. It is not usual to say anything in response to thank you in British English, although some people may say that's all right, that's okay, and don't mention it. In American English, you're welcome is common. You say thank you or yes please when you want to accept something.
How about another cup of coffee?
Thank you. Thanks. Yes please. You say no, thank you, or no thanks when you want to refuse something.
Would you like some more cake?
No thank you. No thanks. Cheers. Cheers is often used in informal British English to mean thank you.
Here's that $50 I owe you.
Oh, cheers. You also say cheers before you have a drink when you are with other people.
Thank you for watching this video.